As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat.
It's a sad day today. As an American, let me say this. I got some breaking news first. Let's get into this. Coast Guard cutter off of Alaska just spotted a naval formation of Russian and Chinese naval formation near Alaska. Just coming in, so the sighting of the formations of Russian and Chinese ships near the Alaskan inlet has triggered the crew to commence an ongoing monitoring operation. This is being reported Monday or tonight. But the crew of the Honolulu-based cutter Kimball was en route to patrol the Bering Sea when it came encountered with the Chinese guided missile cruiser Rahan and about 75 nautical miles north of Alaska. So, if you're watching this, watching that, yeah, that's just sad. Sad. Oh my goodness. That's just the beginning. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And seeing as though I'm going to jump to stuff about Russia and Putin and everything about stuff that's been happening the last couple of days. And today, Vladimir Putin has raised the nuclear threat drastically. And let's talk about capabilities of what Russia actually has, because this is important for you guys to understand. Yes, we're going to talk about the storm. Russian and Chinese fleet has been seen off of Alaska. So, but of course, we're talking about what Russia's capability in nuclear weapons has. I mean, what they have is, you got to basically think their tactical weapons pack the same punch as the atomic bombs we dropped on Japan. They're tactical weapons. We're not talking about their big nuclear weapons that they would use to actually, in the case of intercontinental ballistics. So we're talking about their tactical nukes. Yeah, about 70 nautical miles. 75 nautical miles north of Alaska right now. Right outside of the international waters, though. But they have been spotted, so. But this is scary. Putin's up in the ante, and he is not playing around. Putin's plan to annex the area of Ukraine continues to holding referendums asking residents whether they want to join Russia. Of course, in the West of here in America and the U.S., and can't really get Europe in the middle of this anymore because they have their own problems. We have nothing there to protect Alaska right now. We're in a big problem. They're posturing. The U.S. is posturing too, though. We're saying, of course, we're going to go and do something back if Russia decides to nuke them. No, we're not. Putin, of course, reiterating China's warning on Taiwan, saying the U.S. is playing with fire. This is all becoming very, very, very problematic. At the same time, China, is it a good time? China could decide now is the time for war with America. We have major problems going on in the U.S. We have a major hurricane coming now, and amongst all the other problems we have, shortages and everybody on knife's edge about money. It's just devastating. No. That's all BS, Teresa. Somebody started that story about him being on house arrest, the president of China. It is not true. It's just sad to even know all this is happening right now. China, will a peak decide now for time with America? I mean, you got to think this is a prime target for us to be hit. We're in a weaker situation than ever before. Most of our weapons have been given away. Another $12 billion just got or is getting allocated again to Ukraine on the new budget. I don't know if you guys know about that. There's a $12 billion aid package going to Ukraine in that budget. Yeah, thousands and thousands of floods. Hi, this is Real News Live. You're on air.
Hey, Chris, it's Billy. How are
Hey,
you, buddy?
hey, Billy. You hear about everything going on?
No, I came on a little late. I heard you talking something about Alaska. I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't hear it.
Well, there's U.S. or Chinese and Russian fleet off about 75 miles off the coast of Alaska. They got sighted by Coast Guard today.
What part of Alaska?
They're in the northern part of Alaska by Kenesaw Island.
Well, I don't know if a lot of your listeners or viewers realize this, but up in Alaska, in the Bering Strait, there's two islands, the Diomede Islands.
Yeah.
One's called Little Diomede, and the other's called Big Diomede. Well, they're only about 2.5 miles apart, and Little Diomede actually belongs to the United States, and Big Diomede is Russian territory.
Yeah.
And during the cold winters, when the Bering Sea in that part freezes, you can actually walk to each island.
Yep.
And what divides them also is the international date line. So I was thinking, what better place for the Russians to actually set up like a staging area than Big Diomede? It's already their property. And
yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Right now, we're at our weakest point. If people don't realize it yet, I have a lot of stuff, of course, I'm going to talk about.
But I think Big Diomede is only, probably maybe 10 miles or so from the coast of Alaska. Not even.
I think it's 4.5.
Close. Yeah, so it's very close. So can you imagine if the Russians put like a formidable force on that island with attack helicopters and maybe
the thing is, right now they could pretty much land on Alaska because we don't have. We put planes up there, we brought them all back, and now we're basically gave away all our ammunition to Ukraine. We're in a bad situation right now.
Yeah, I would say Alaska is pretty vulnerable right now. And a lot of people say, well, what can they do with Alaska? Well, Alaska is like a good staging area. If they could take half Alaska and control it, it'd be really hard for us to, move troops up in that area to counter them.
And not only that, they could cut off the Alaskan pipeline, which will cut off half of the U.S. oil used daily.
I saw somebody posted, don't say, tell that to the Japanese in World War II. Well, the Japanese didn't go for the heart of Alaska. They went to like the Aleutian Islands, and
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, it was only one or two of the little islands. So so they really couldn't do much, even if they had control of that island. But
All it takes is getting your foot in the door, especially, I mean, you look at the power outages we're having now, right? Across the country. We're having a
Chris, think
major
about it.
hurricane. I mean,
Yeah.
we have 4 nuclear power plants in the way of the storm right now, as its path is. So they have to
Think
go
about it.
offline, or if those power lines go down for even a couple days, which it'll be a couple weeks. We already know that. We're going to have major grid issues. I mean, the power grid is an inner working structure. It all has to work together.
I mean, imagine if they controlled some of Alaska up in that northern part, and also they were able to bring in, like, let's say, a whole fleet of bombers, set up like an air base immediately. Them and the Chinese. Before you know, they could be bombing the main part of Alaska.
Yeah, and
Knock
it's getting
out that one
scary.
Air Force base, and there you go. Now they got the whole entire state controlled.
And everybody's saying, oh, I wouldn't worry about Russia using nukes. Right now, Putin is in a corner. He has aligned himself with China. They want the war in Ukraine over with so they can move forward on other territories. And they've already said this. So if he has to, he's going to do what it takes. You've seen what I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard what's happening in Russia right now with the people trying to be forced to enlist,
Chris,
and of
I
course
don't know
they're
if I
fighting
really
back.
believe that too, Chris, because who's reporting that? That's all being reported by the United States, the Western media.
No, about Putin using tactical nuclear weapons.
No, about this mass exodus of all these men trying to get
Oh
out
no,
of
I'm not talking about the
Russia.
mass exodus. I'm talking about
Oh,
the people that were ordered to fight. I don't know if you know, a school got shot up today there. One of the guys that got forced to enlist went to a school and killed, I think, 26 people. But
where in Russia?
yeah, in Russia, that happened today. I don't see it anywhere in U.S. news. But,
No.
yeah, there is a lot of people, of course, fighting the draft. Which, even if a draft happened here, you have dodgers everywhere.
Oh, let me tell you something, man. God forbid if there was a draft here. You're gonna see that here too with this generation. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, you got a bunch of kids that don't even.
I lost faith in today's generation. I don't think they're gonna fight. I really don't. But I haven't been on it for a while. I've been busy doing things. Just want to say hello, and I just want to send my prayers out to the state of Florida and the residents. I got a lot of buddies down there on the West Coast, and I hope everybody weathers the storm and gets through this thing. After Sandy in 2012 up here in Long Island, I know firsthand what it's like to go through these horrible storms. So.
Well, it looked like Tampa Bay might get hit with a Category 4 or 5.
Yeah, I saw the news today. They said the last time they had a direct hit was like 1921, I think. So that's amazing to think they went that long without a direct hit. But anyway, everyone stay safe and be well, and let's say prayers for our Floridians.
Yeah, well, we're going to be out there helping as soon as the storm passes.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. God bless, man.
Bye-bye. You too.
But amongst all the craziness that's happening, we have other craziness happening here in the U.S. I mean, even the feds are now saying a hard landing for the economy is definitely going to happen. Americans are struggling to pay utilities as energy prices skyrocket. People are struggling to pay any bills at this point. 20% of American households have missed or made a late payment on their utility bill last month alone. 20%. That's 1 in 5 households have missed their payment or made it late. It is not surprising. Families with an income of $50,000 or less are struggling more towards higher cost energy, of course, housing, food cost. The utility bills, of course, hiked this summer up to 23%. And we're going into winter now, and we're expecting more hikes. Current utility bill customers are expecting at least a 16% hike. At least 16% more. This is going to be a huge problem. Of course, the increasing expanding to continue with winter as the National Grid and Con Ed and other power companies have already signaled their plan to raise prices even more. The average household will pay about 16 to 17% more. 16 to 17% more. It's crazy. Who can afford power right now and add another 16 to 17% onto it? Nobody's going to be able to afford it. Literally. Gas prices are going to jump. Of course, we'll see that just from the storm alone. But it's crazy. Some of the biggest cities' energy bills, expenses, average utility prices in Milwaukee, Wisconsin are $521 per household. That's the average monthly utility bill. New York, averaging around, or New York City, New York, $438. It's crazy. Look at these prices. Who can afford anything? Well, you got a $40 solar bill because you got a solar. But our government plans on just, of course, throwing more money to Ukraine. Who cares about the American citizens that can't afford their own? That can't afford the bare necessities? And that is a sad statistic. We can't talk about that, though. Well, you're lucky in Puerto Rico. I mean, $60 a day is not bad. Sorry, I'm trying to check updates on, of course, what's happening in Alaska as we get more information coming in. But a whole bunch of meat got recalled. 64 meat products, to be precise, were recalled due to listeria contamination from the Brentwood meat processing. So it's approximately 100,000 pounds of various ready-to-eat meats. So if you have any ready-to-eat sandwich meat in your fridge, please go to the FSIS website. I'm not going to list all the meat. And check it. 64 different processed meat products being recalled. It's crazy. We got our economy failing. The British pound is done. I don't know if you guys know anybody in the UK right now or in Britain. They got really screwed out of their tax problem. Really, really screwed. It's all going to end up, like, where are we going to end up in this? We have this major hurricane. I don't know if you guys know how bad it's actually going to be here in Florida. I have a lot of family on the other coast of Florida. I don't know if any of you guys live over there. I have actually family that lives in Pinellas County, Hillsborough County. So, but they're already evacuating. I mean, my hometown where I actually grew up as a kid, my entire hometown is being evacuated. Entire hometown. It is scary. I was looking at the maps today, and I'm going to be following this. Of course, we're going to get out there and help people as soon as possible after the storm passes. But that water is planned to be pushed right up into the Tampa Bay area, flooding MacDill Air Force Base, Town and Country, that whole entire area, Pinellas County. It's going to be devastating. That's just flooding, just the flood indentation. Not talking about the wind damage of 115 plus mile an hour winds. Definitely going to hit that. But it might feel bad for you. I hope you feel better. Yeah. Eat bugs and like it. That's going to be our new motto because that's what's coming. That is what's coming. I don't know if you guys know, for anybody that has people in, oh, if you try calling, I'm sorry. Try calling again. I had somebody else calling at the same time. Sorry about that. Storm is going to stall. Yeah, we've already started getting rain today in South Florida here. We've already started getting flooding here. It rained from like 8 o'clock this morning till just recently. It just stopped, but we're getting bans all day. So oh my goodness, I'm not getting catapulted anywhere. Hi, how you doing, Debbie?
I'm doing good, Chris. How about you?
Good. I'm sorry. I had family calling on
So
this
when you
line
were
too.
talking
Everybody's
about
calling
fuel
right
and the heating bills and all that, so last month, I'm disabled and all that kind of good stuff. So I got on a program last year that was LAHEAP,
now.
and then
LAHEAP.
they had extra money. Yeah. So it was beginning of September when I went to pay my bill, which I'm on a CAP program, and it's $102 a month. So I called. My computer wasn't working right, and I didn't get a notification that it got paid. So I called, and I'm talking to the lady, and she goes, "I see your payment here." And she goes, "And I got good news for you." She said, "You have a $250 credit from LAHEAP because they had extra money." And she said, "And your CAP bill is going down to $57. Okay, so my 102 payment that I made and the $250 that LAHEAP put into my account, that's what, $352? I got my freaking gas bill. I only have a $91 credit. Chris, I'm by myself. The only thing in
Gas
my
is
house that's gas is my hot water and my stove.
and your heat, right?
Where did all that money go?
The cost. Got eaten
I
up.
don't have heat on. Oh, it's just like, you got to be kidding me. I only have $91 left out of 300. And when I was talking to the lady, she said, "You're not going to have to worry about a gas bill until probably March. You have that many credits built up with what you're paying of your bill, which is $57 a month starting November 1st.
Yeah, but they don't show. That's another thing is, if you look online, it won't show that $250 from LAHEAP on your credits.
Oh,
I should tell you that because I know that firsthand because we do charity here and LAHEAP we work with. There's also another program you might want to look in for. I don't know how old you are, but if anybody's 65 and up, if you're on disability, there's an elderly LAHEAP program. You can get both of them.
Oh, there is?
Yes. And you qualify for both of them if you qualify for one of them. I think it's very important for people to realize that and get into it and use it. I mean, use what the government's going to give you right now while you can. Because soon the government's not going to be able to give anything out.
No, they're not.
I mean, they're literally, we're bankrupt, basically. The feds are saying it. We're going to have a huge recession guaranteed at this point.
Well,
Energy
and I
bills are
don't
way up.
understand this. I've been seeing in the newspaper, which, like I just at work, I look at the front page of the news. I don't really read it or whatever. And I guess in Pennsylvania, there's some COVID money left over. And Wolf is talking about giving every taxpayer who filed a return for last year is supposed to get like a $2,000 stimulus or $1,600 stimulus and $2,000 if you have kids. How
That's
do
in
they
your
have all
state,
this
right?
money? Huh?
That's just your state.
Yeah. Where's all this money at? I don't understand. And this stuff with Biden giving our money to Ukraine when Alaska, which there's never any issues with Alaska. There was no rioting. There was none of that. Alaska kind of does its own thing. But
Well,
that
here's
is
the
our
thing.
state.
Alaska's
Those are
always
our
had so
people.
much extra money and extra everything because they have had more gas output. There's no new wells allowed to be drilled in Alaska now. I don't know if anybody knows when Biden signed, when he first took in office, that's the first order he gave to close
The
Alaska's
pipeline.
refuge, not the pipeline, Alaska's
Oh,
refuge to new drilling. Now, those rigs usually get moved about every 8 to 12 months, depending on where they're drilled at. They get moved to be more productive. And of course, they feed to the main pipeline and comes down to the U.S. So we won't see a surplus of oil pretty soon. We're going to start seeing a negative. Of what? I mean, it's
why?
coming.
If they know that they're like I don't know if they're a military base up there, if there's anything up there to protect Alaska, but that's our state. Those are still our people. And it makes logical sense to me. Like if I was planning a war, and I knew that a certain time of the year I could, like I own this property right here, and I could walk across to this one, and I want to take what you got, I'm going to do it. So why isn't instead of it's $12 billion going to Ukraine, and where's that money going?
Yeah,
All the money we've sent to Ukraine, where has it gone? What has it done? Because not only money, and it's not helping the people, all
not only
the
that,
military.
Ukraine we shouldn't even be involved with. Ukraine is a neo-Nazi state, whether you want to call it that or not. I mean,
It
the
is.
proof is in the pudding. I showed you guys, if you guys have been with the channel since the beginning, I've been honest about it up front, about what happens in Ukraine, about what the Azov group actually is, which they're the supreme military in Ukraine. Their warhammer, the symbol of their leader for the military, is a hammer with Adolf Hitler on it.
Yes. And they're also the money laundering capital of the entire world. They're so freaking corrupt that so we just keep funneling money in there. So is our government keep sending money over there because they're just laundering our money over there, saying it's going for this, and then these elite puppet masters, when we all crash and we're dying to survive, they're going to be sitting rich because they've laundered our money to Ukraine? Because the people sure aren't benefiting from this.
Well, I gotta say, you see what happened to the British pound. I'm sure everybody's heard by now. The British pound took a huge hit. I talked about it already.
Right.
But now that's going to happen everywhere. There's a reason the Catholic Church pulled out before that happened. I mean, the sterling, Friday alone, the sterling, which is not the pound, fell 3.61% on Friday. That is crazy. Companies taking hits from as much as 15%.
Right.
I mean, that's going to happen here.
It is going to happen here. And it's going to be scary because this younger generation have been so pampered, they're not going to know what to do. And everybody keeps saying, oh, we're just in a recession. We're just in a recession. We'll pull out of it. No, we're not. We're going to see a freaking depression. And these people, these youngers, are not prepared for what's going to come.
They're
I mean,
not.
they can't even make change from a dollar. How are they going to? They can't. They can't even change their own damn diapers without having a YouTube video of how to do it. I mean, I hate
It's
to say it like that, but they're stupid.
it's sad, but
Well,
it's
anyhow,
true. It is sad, but
it,
it is true.
it is so true. But anyways, Chris, I'm so thankful that you are here. You're my only news source. I don't pay attention. Like, I'll catch snippets here and there. I don't believe anything I read from mainstream media. You know, like all the other people that are putting stuff out there. I'll check in
Well,
for a minute and be like, you are so stupid. You are just so stupid.
I want people to research and do research and verify, because
Oh, I do. I got
I don't want
blocked from
people to think
Twitter
or just
because,
blindly follow me. I want to give you guys the truth and let you guys know what's actually
yep.
happening.
And I tell everybody, go here, check this out, listen, go see what's really going on. Here, because I play you at work when I'm working and you're on. I have you on my Bluetooth speaker, and my customers are coming in. There's who's that? And I tell them, I said, you need to check this out, and you need to listen and pay attention. So there was some things put on Twitter about Andy Negro, or however you say his name, was posting some stuff and some things that retweeting stuff that Antifa had put up. Do you know that I got blocked and got my Twitter account locked because I disagreed with them? Well, I don't really care, but I just spoke my mind and said, this is wrong. They're okay to spout hate and murder and killing, but you can't say anything against them?
It's because you're a racist if you do. You're a racist
And then
if you speak out against them.
one other question I got for you. So this phone call that was to supposedly went to a cell phone out of the White House to a Magna, a Trump supporter who has a Russian name. Have you paid attention to that?
Oh, that's not even what. This was the voting machine, supposedly. Scandal.
No, this was something that during the insurrection on the 6th, there was a phone call that came out of the White House to this guy's cell phone, and they have a picture of him on his cell phone during the insurrection that lasted 10 seconds. And they're trying to say that Trump called this guy and that he was the one that started all this crap. No, I don't either. Yeah, and everybody's on board. Yeah, here it is that Trump's calling his right. I know. The comments are crazy. And then everybody's up in arms because I guess this guy pled guilty to going in the building and everything else, and he got a year's probation. He got 2 months house arrest, something, but nothing. And everybody is calling for him to get the damn death penalty, that he's a terrorist.
You can't just do that. I'm sorry, I turned my mic off by accident. I didn't mean to. But anyways,
I'm just like, it's crazy. But anyways, go on.
We definitely appreciate you guys calling in and everything. I'm sorry my mic was off. Everybody's saying Chris can't hear you.
Bless you, Chris. I love you to death, and I appreciate you getting the truth out to us. I wouldn't be in the safety situation that I'm in that if it hadn't have been for you saying prepare, because I listened and I did that. So I hope Gramps is okay. I hope you're doing okay. And are you in line for the hurricane?
No, but Tampa Bay area is, which a lot of my family lives down there. So But we're doing
Well,
hurricane. I'm doing hurricane relief, so we'll be heading down that way after the storm passes to
okay.
help people out.
Well, I'm praying that you all are safe. And thank you, Chris. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you. Anyways, what I was talking about, the Azos group. Are you going to tell me this is not Adolf Hitler? This is the Azos group's Warhammer, if you want to call it that. That's what they call it. Their Warhammer, which goes to the highest command. It's ridiculous. I mean, the stuff that we know, honestly, that says there's a problem. I mean, that's the symbol for Azos, which is the military, the supreme military of Ukraine. The Azos group is the elite military of Ukraine. If you do any research on that, you'll find that real quick. And it's sad. I mean, this is one of their one of their ceremonies they perform. Same salute. They say they're anti-Semitism. They're obvious. They're proud of it. You can go on their website and it talks about what they've done. Their sideways swastika that's not finished, just because they try to hide it. Just sad. Zelensky's constantly on TV because Zelensky is an actor. He is an actor for a state. An actor we probably put in place, to be honest. A state actor we probably put in place. Why? To launder our money? To launder oil coming out of other countries? Like the oil we were stealing? Still got caught for that. It's scary. Scary stuff. But I don't know if I'll be on Wednesday. I'll be honest with you guys. We will be doing coverage down there. Of course, we're doing hurricane coverage as it hits too. But I don't know if I'll be on the screen or just providing audio input or watching the storm as it moves in and watching live feeds from everywhere. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night. We definitely appreciate you all being here. And if you can afford to donate, please do. It's hard already out there, and it's going to get harder. But we definitely need money to help people out and get out there and help people in need. God bless you guys. God bless America. Good night.